Welcome to Premia TNC's YouTube channel. In this video, we would like to share tips with you on how to register a private limited company in Malaysia. How to register a private limited company Sendirian Berhad in Malaysia. Malaysia has always been a favorable business landscape, making it ideal to start a new business by operating a Sendirian Berhad. You will need to know how to register a Sendirian Berhad company in Malaysia before you proceed. What is Sendirian Berhad company? Sendirian Berhad, which is simply the Malaysian phrase for private limited company. There are many businesses in Malaysia currently operating under this type of business. The main reason most businessmen in Malaysia use this type of company is that it doesn't require them to have a partner. The major requirement is that there is at least one director and one shareholder. Some of the main characteristic features of a Sendirian Berhad include: it is limited liability based on the shares. It can sue other companies and individuals, and be sued in return. It can perform all legal business activities and form partnerships. How does a Berhad differ from Sendirian Berhad? Just as the Sendirian Berhad translates to private limited company, Berhad stands for public company in Malaysia. The main distinguishing feature of Berhad is that the companies are listed publicly and can be traded on the stock exchange. Some of the main distinguishing factors between a Berhad and Sendirian Berhad include: number of shareholders. There is no limit to the number of shareholders you can have in a Berhad, as long as there is at least 2 of them. A Sendirian Berhad, on the other hand, cannot have more than 50 shareholders and must have at least 1. Secondly, financial reports. A Berhad is required to use certain methods which are often higher when reporting their finances. A Sendirian Berhad, on the other hand, isn't required to do so. Thirdly, public shares. The shares of a Berhad are easily accessed by members of the general public without any arrangements. Shares of a Sendirian Berhad, on the other hand, can only be owned when there is prior approval from those who already own shares. Fourthly, financial information. All financial information for a Berhad is required to be made public, while the company earns calls every 3 months. The public shareholders have a say in how things are run in a Berhad and can voice their concerns. A Sendirian Berhad, on the other hand, can keep all financial records private. How to register a Sendirian Berhad in Malaysia. There are many benefits offered by the Sendirian Berhad, making it an exciting company type. There are few steps you will need to follow to register for a Sendirian Berhad. The steps include: first, check the availability of the company name and reserve the company name with CCM, Companies Commission of Malaysia. You will need to explain the meaning of the company name if there are sensitive words that are trademarked, restricted, or state names. A letter of authorization is required from the parent company or relevant authorities. Secondly, once the company name is approved, you will need to fill up Super form pursuant to Section 14 of the Companies Act 2016, that will be generated after the name search procedure. Super form requires information about directors, shareholders, promoter, share capital, registered address, and business nature of the company. Thirdly, select the business code, MSIC code, according to the company's business nature. Fourthly, review all the information you have entered before proceeding transaction page. Fifthly, make the registration payments, where you will be issued a receipt. Sixthly, upon approval from CCM, notice of registration will be sent to you to confirm on the registration of company. If you want the certificate of incorporation, you can purchase from CCM My Data. Once the registration process is completed, at least one company secretary needs to be appointed within 30 days from the incorporation date. You may also consider adopting the company's constitution, though it isn't mandatory by the Companies Act 2016. What are the requirements to register a Sendirian Berhad company in Malaysia? Certain requirements must be met if you are keen to register and operate a Sendirian Berhad company in Malaysia. These include: Company name. Company's business nature and activities. A registered local office and business address. At least one shareholder. At least one director. A company secretary with CCM license or other professional body. Minimum paid-up capital of RM1, passport or identity card for identity verification purposes. Letter of authorization for trademark purposes, if applicable. Eligibility requirement for a Sendirian Berhad company. There are requirements for any individual that will hold either a director or shareholder position or both. These requirements include: both the shareholder and director shall not be less than 18 years old. At least one director ordinarily residing in Malaysia. Comply with Section 198 of Companies Act 2016. What is the cost of registering Sendirian Berhad company? The only costs you will encounter for a Sendirian Berhad company are the registration fee, and subsequently, secretary fees. The company's secretary fees can be made monthly or yearly, depending on the company's arrangement. A Sendirian Berhad company affords many benefits to businessmen, especially when starting a new business. While it may not seem ideal at first, the benefits to be enjoyed along the line make it an excellent company type. It is easy to open by following the above-listed procedure. Discover more information by checking us out at the link provided.